Hi guys, I'd like to share my first impression on my Harbor Freight oxyacetylene rig that I bought here. Full disclosure, I am not an expert on this in any way, shape, nor form. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I've ever used oxyacetylene, let alone owned it. So if you're a noob and want to see noob mistakes, that's the kind of stuff that I do. I see cool stuff and I want it and I want to try it. And so I just go online on YouTube and I watch and I try to learn. And anyway, so don't think that I'm trying to come at you like an expert, because I'm not. Anywho's, a couple things of note. Number one, you cannot use your 25% coupon on this. If you look at the fine print, it says, you can't use it with toolboxes or welders. Harbor Freight considers this a welder. So I was shocked with that and had to put it back, and I waited until it got on sale, and that's when I went and bought it. I think I got it for $248. They normally are $350 or something like that. I'll have to put what the real prices are up on the screen. But anyway, I waited almost a year to get this because I didn't have any use for it at the time. I just kind of wanted it. So that's the first thing of note. The second thing is when I went to set this up, I had no idea how to put these fittings on as far as Teflon tape or pipe dope. I am so glad I researched it, because it says don't use any of that. They said these are precision fittings and you use nothing on them, and they were right. As a matter of fact, I've had the bottles off, the lines bled for a couple of days now, and this still shows bottle pressure on both of these. So there's no leaks there, and I did the bubble test and had no leaks. So don't use the Teflon tape or pipe dope on there. It should just fit immediately. Another thing here, and this is kind of one of those things when you're a perfectionist. I bought this brand new and had these brand spanking new bottles from Harbor Freight, beautifully painted. But when you take it in, it's kind of like a welding bottle. You exchange it. And I thought I was going to use this sooner than I did. If I could go back in time, I would have waited and let them just give me those bottles back instead of exchange them, because they gave me back decent bottles, but they're not as pretty. They're just not as pretty as the brand spanking new ones. They're usable and all that. They work, but if you're a perfectionist and want things to look cool, a little bit to be desired there. I've cut with it. I didn't realize when I initially tried to cut that you needed your pressure up higher on your oxygen. So just accidentally, I was looking through the manual that came with it. It was a pretty decent manual. And I upped the pressures, and man, this cut through 1/4-inch steel like butter. I was shocked. So it cuts, it welds. Now I weld with a hanger rod, and I've never welded before. I just have seen guys on YouTube do it. So I just tried that out, and for somebody who's never done that before, I was able to fill in a little bit of a hole. But I suppose this thing will weld pretty well too. But really what I thought would be neat about this is heating up bolts that you need to get off extremely hot, extremely quick with the oxyacetylene. So the stuff that came with it was a cutting tip, a welding tip, goggles, the regulators, the bottles, and this. Like I said, first impression, guys, coming from somebody who's never done this before, I think this is absolutely cool. And if you can get it down at the less than $350, they're $300 or $350, whatever. I got it for like $250, I do believe it was. I think it's well worth it. I think this is an awesome addition to my tool set. Here. Whoa! Knuckle. Sweet! Honestly, I'm just trying to get a neutral flame. I hear guys on YouTube, I watch them, what they did with the neutral flame. And so I'm just trying to get that and see what happens. This little kit came with a little chintzy pair of goggles, so I'll try those as well. Oh my goodness, I can see a puddle.
You see a puddle?
A puddle.
A metal?
Puddle.
Of metal?
Yes. And right now I'm just messing around looking at the puddle, seeing what how it behaves. So I switch over to the cutting tip, and what I didn't realize is I had to change the pressure in the bottles in order for that to cut. So this is the first time I'm trying it, and it just won't blow because I didn't have the pressure up high enough. Man, that cuts like butter. Now I'm gonna try a little bit of welding. I realized the flame is not set up correctly, but I just wanted to mess around and see if I could just have metal melting in metal. Someday I will figure out how to get that flame right. Okay, so here's my little test piece. I cut a hole in there with the cutting torch and then put some hanger in there, clothes hanger in there, trying to weld it up, just messing around. But it cuts like butter when you get the thing set right. Man, it's hot. Anyway, this is the little rig I got there from Harbor Freight. It's cutting and welding, and for me, and this worked out like a champ. I wish I would have done it earlier. So, from a noob, hopefully to a noob, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.